Is the TikTok ban happening on January 19th? We have some new updates as of about an hour ago. Today, December 18th. December 18th. We got good news and we have bad news. I like to hear the bad news first. So we're going to do the bad news and then we're going to get into the potential good news. Before I continue, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the updates, the news, the drama, the gossip, the tea, the pop culture, the how to make money and monetize your social media so you can make money on here as well. Hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing to do so, but helps me tremendously. If you don't want to do it for me, do it for Riley. Let's get into it. Bad news first. The Supreme Court is not going to stop the TikTok ban from happening on the 19th yet. The good news is the Supreme Court has decided to hear the TikTok ban case, but on January 10th, 9 days before the ban is supposed to happen. Now, what does that mean? It could mean potentially a couple of things. Let me start with this. No one knows what's happening with TikTok. Not a single person. TikTok doesn't even know what's going to be happening with TikTok. Okay? One of the potential good news parts is that Trump met with the CEO of TikTok at his Mar-a-Lago home. That's potential good news. But that also shows that even the CEO of TikTok has no idea what is going to happen with TikTok. He don't even know. So we don't know. We're speculating. But here's what we do know that can give us a little bit of hope as someone that makes 6 figures through TikTok. So obviously I don't want it to go away. First thing is the Supreme Court did not have to hear this. They did not have to hear this case. They hear literally 1% of cases brought to them. They hear 1% of them. So they did not have to take this case. They did take this case, or they at least are looking at the possibility of taking this case on January 10th. They're going to hear arguments between the government and TikTok on January 10th. So that is potential good news. Now in my brain, what I am thinking is, are they doing this to say, well, we heard it, we tried, sorry, can't do nothing about it. It's going to go through to make themselves look good. Potentially, because we know how the government is. So potentially that could be the case. But let's not be negative Nellies around here. Let's look at the positive side. On January 10th, if they decide to continue looking into the TikTok ban case and say, okay, this is something we want to hear, we want to continue hearing, the Supreme Court can put a pause on the TikTok ban. We all know the reason is going in on the 19th is because President-elect Donald Trump is coming in on the 20th, and they want to get through before President-elect Donald Trump gets into office because it will be harder for him to reverse the ban than to stop the ban. So they're trying to get it through before the 19th. But if Supreme Court decides they are going to continue hearing this case, it could be a short case or a long case. We don't really know. But the likelihood is that they will put a pause on the ban, because if they don't, then TikTok does have the potential to possibly sue them down the road. If TikTok wins the case with the Supreme Court, then TikTok has the potential to sue them for the millions of dollars that they potentially lost during that time their ban unlawfully was set in place. So they'll probably put a pause on the ban. My personal opinion, just my opinion, if the Supreme Court says, okay, we're going to hear this case, and they don't pause the ban, it doesn't give me much hope that they are going to favor in TikTok's favor, because of the whole reason of TikTok could potentially sue them for the thousands and millions of dollars that they could be losing. So if Supreme Court does say they're going to hear it, but they don't pause the ban, then that doesn't give me a ton of hope in TikTok. But we still have other options. Now, what does Trump meeting with TikTok mean for TikTok? There's several things that Trump can do. And one of those things is convince Congress to reverse the ban. And there have been multiple Congress people come back and say, listen, we signed this in with a lump of other things, a bunch of other things all at once. We signed this, but we kind of regret signing the bill about TikTok, because we see that we could be losing millions, potentially billions of dollars. The US will be, if TikTok goes away, because just like me, I have made 6 figures on TikTok this year that I have to pay taxes on. They're making a crap ton of money from us that they will be losing if TikTok goes away. So some of them are saying maybe we should have listened to the young people in the world, and maybe this is not just a dancing app to get on and goof around on. Maybe there's actually potentially some profit for us in this situation. So Congress could potentially reverse the ban, but you're going to need majority of Congress to do so, and I don't know that we have that many Congress people willing to reverse the ban yet. Potentially later. I don't know if we have that many yet. Second thing is that they are looking into what is called, let me make sure I'm saying this right. One of the Congress people that is for TikTok is looking to what is called a bill of attainment, which is basically saying this bill that we put in place is illegal. It's illegal. It can't happen. And that looks to be the most likely case as of right now than the rest of them, at least in my opinion. I will go into more depth of what a bill of attainment means and is when I can sit down and like study it more, because I've only watched a brief few videos on it. But from what I've heard, the bill of attainment looks to be like a potential possibility of how to stop and reverse this ban as well. Will it happen? I don't know, but we can try, right? We can try. But they're saying that the bill of attainment seems to be a better argument than the First Amendment rights. Because right now, and even this same guy said, maybe it was a different guy. I've been watching two different Congress people. One of them said, the threat that the U.S. is talking about is a hypothetical threat. There is no actual current threat between TikTok and the United States. It's a hypothetical threat. When we've got these who knows what, drones, UFOs, whatever, out there flying around our states, the TikTok ban is a hypothetical threat that could potentially be a threat later on. My personal opinion, they want to shut us up. But that's just my opinion. Okay, moving on. What is my plan to do with the TikTok ban as a full-time content creator making 6 figures on TikTok? Here is my plan. Am I going to be making content in 2025? Absolutely. I will be making content on the TikTok app until I turn blue in the face, until my app does not open, and until they have to pry my phone out of my dead hands. I will be making content on TikTok until I cannot make content on TikTok anymore. What am I doing to prepare for if TikTok goes away? Obviously, I'm here on YouTube. I just started this YouTube a few weeks ago. I'm going to be posting here on YouTube consistently now because honestly, TikTok is so up in the air all the time. You never know what's going to happen. It's just important to have a backup plan. And honestly, if I can make YouTube work, it is more secure than TikTok in the first place. So please hit that subscribe button and help me out. Those are the updates we have so far. I'm sure we're going to have more updates coming in the next little bit. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the updates. And if you have any questions about this or comments about this or opinions about this, let me know in that comment section. Thank you for being here. Love you. Bye.